Hi there. Today I'll be reviewing the movie American Beauty. American Beauty is actually a really great film. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think it has a great message to it overall. It takes the viewer through a typical American family's life, only their family turns out to not be so typical. The husband's going through a terrible midlife crisis, and the wife just plain doesn't care about him, and it's very clear as to her actions. And this overall has a very negative effect on their daughter. In one of the very first scenes, they are having a family dinner. The husband, Lester, played by Kevin Spacey, the wife, Carolyn, played by Annette Bening, and the daughter, Jane, played by Thora Birch, are all sitting down to have a nice family dinner. Only it's not a very nice family dinner. You can tell that there's something very off. And you can tell this by the exaggerated style of acting on Kevin Spacey's part. His exaggerated acting really has a very deep impact on the film, and it shows that he's just really depressed and just not happy with the direction his life is going in. After this scene, we're taken to another scene in the kitchen, which portrays a perfect example of point of view editing. And this point of view editing is demonstrated when Lester is talking to his daughter Jane in the kitchen, and you can see a scene of a kid spying on them through the outside window with his video camera. And point of view editing is supposed to take the camera in the point of view of someone else. And this someone else is actually the video camera held by the kid, and you can see through the window. It's actually kind of a creepy scene because of this style of editing. Later in the film, we're actually introduced to this kid that was spying on them. His name is Ricky, and he's actually one of their new neighbors. He later even begins to date Lester's daughter. But this kid is actually supposed to represent something. He's supposed to represent an influential figure in Lester's life. It's maybe an influential figure from when he was younger. I like to think that it's from maybe a time in high school. But he starts smoking pot with him, and this takes Lester back in time to when he was a younger kid. And it allows him to really think about his life and how he's going to change overall. One of these changes in Lester's life actually comes in the form of another woman besides his wife. And this other woman is actually one of his daughter's friends. It's a little bit disturbing. Lester begins to fall for his daughter's friend at one of her cheerleading performances, and we can see that he is falling for her friend by a very clear editing style known as the Kohlschab effect. Now, the Kohlschab effect is a series of shots that are supposed to display a certain feeling or emotion without specifically saying what this emotion is. You have a series of shots that are all placed in a sequence, and it's very easy to tell what's going on. One of these shots would include multiple shots, actually, of Lester's straight face with little to no emotion. But you can tell that there is emotion by the other shots that are added in periodically of Jane's friend, Angela. And you can easily tell, as this scene is playing out, that her father is falling for her friend. Now, just the editing style alone is not enough to give away what's happening. The soundtrack actually has a lot to do with this. On these scenes that are showing Lester falling for his daughter's friend, there's a lot of edgy music, kind of puts you a little bit on edge just to say that what's happening between him and his daughter's friend is wrong. And it really only occurs in these like lusty scenes where his daughter's friend is just covered in rose petals, and it shows how hard he is falling for her. Now, as the movie plays out, Lester actually gets very close to his daughter's friend, and they almost hook up. But they don't quite do it because Lester realizes that his actions are pretty inappropriate, especially when his daughter's friend tells him that it's going to be her first time. Didn't want anything to do with that. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because he's very happy with his life in the end. He's taken so many steps to change it. He's worked out. He's basically disregarded his wife because she's cheating on him. But it doesn't matter to him because he's in a better place. Ending didn't quite end how I would have liked it. He got shot in the back of the head. It was very sad. But overall, the movie was a great film, and I would recommend it to anyone who likes a good film that's very emotional and that has a lot of meaning to it. American Beauty is certainly that film.